What's up, guys? I'm Rodney here with your episode 4 forecast for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. As always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Turn on the notification bell so when we drop new content, you'll be the first one to know about it. Let's get on to the episode. Now, we were already teased last episode with the entrance of some Wakandan characters that we're gonna get some Zemo backstory here. Now, what that is and how he plays into that, why Wakanda wants him, is really anybody's guess. I love that they have added this element in, and it really fits with Bucky's story. Maybe we get a side quest with Bucky here, but we're definitely going to get some Zemo backstory. That's all but given, and it kind of goes without saying because that's where the story was headed. But it leads us to some interesting predictions that I want us to talk about, and that is to keep your radar, keep your ears attentive for some comments about the fate of Black Panther. With the way this was filmed and the way that Chadwick Boseman passed away, Marvel's been doing a lot of movement behind the scenes with regard to who the next Black Panther is going to be. And there might be some telltale signs here, some little indications as to who that is. Maybe they actually name some people, Shuri or some other people by name. Maybe they don't. But the conversation is going to have to be really tentative with regard to what Bucky says and what the Dora Milaje are allowed to say if they're not going to give those things away. So I only give it a 20% chance that they actually do give some kind of reveal, but pay attention to it because this is our first foray into Wakanda again after all of those things happen, and there could be some Easter eggs here that give us an indication as to where Marvel's headed in the future. Now, it's been since episode 2 that we got some interaction between Flag Smashers, Bucky, Falcon, John Walker, and we're going to have to get these fights going again at some point. All of these characters are moving and doing their own things. There's a 90% chance here they're going to have to fight again. Now, obviously, there's been battles every episode, so it's really easy for me to say there's going to be a battle. But I'm calling this battle between the Flag Smashers and Falcon. They've been teasing and teeing up this idea that one stands for this and the other stands for this. And these ideologies, these people who represent these ideologies are going to have to come to a clash. And whether it's a conversation or an actual brawl, these things are going to have to happen. In addition to that, all the investigations that have been going on separate with Bucky and Sam, and then the Flag Smashers and John Walker looking for the Flag Smashers, those things are going to come to a head. They have to come to a head quickly, and we'll get to that here in a second. But the explosive decisions of last episode, quite literally, with Bucky and Falcon, partly because of Zemo blowing up Nagel's lab, and then the Flag Smashers blowing up the GRC facility, there's going to be some tension here when these guys get back together. Not only because of the things that have happened and the decisions that have been made, and Bucky and Sam went off the grid in Madripoor for a while, but John Walker and Battlestar are going after Bucky and Sam because they fully believe, and rightly so, that they helped Zemo get out of prison. So when they see each other again, that line from the second episode where you need to stay out of our way, that's going to come to a head. And it's going to have to come to a head quick because there's a lot of other things we got to get to. 50% chance here for some scattered clouds. Now I say clouds because there's a lot of mystery and a lot of other characters that we haven't seen in a while. I say return of some old faces. I'm talking specifically about Torres. We haven't seen him in a while. And in the comics, he plays a pretty big role. And if they're going to pull him back in and add him to Sam's story, they're going to have to do it rather quickly. Otherwise, he's just going to be a throwaway character that they pop up near the end, and it's not going to have the same meaning. Sam's got these connections with the military. Torres is a big part of that. 50% chance here that he shows up. He hasn't been seen in a while, so that needs to happen pretty quickly. Now, if you paid attention to the internet and any of the news over the week, you'll know that Sebastian Stan teased a big cliffhanger at the end of this episode. Now, I don't really know what that is, but I'm going to give you a little bit of plot device 101 here when it comes to movies. It's going to have to be a cameo, a twist, or a reveal. It's either going to be somebody we didn't expect to see. That's less likely since we got the Dora Milaje in the last episode. There's going to have to be some twist, meaning things we knew to be true are no longer true, or some kind of reveal. I'm leaning more towards the reveal and maybe one other thing that we'll get to here in a second. The last episode was called Power Broker, and if you watched our Easter egg video, we made a pretty bold prediction there about who the Power Broker is. Now, if that comes true or that happens, we've seen some characters go off their own ways in the last episode, and maybe those things kind of come back together, or we get that as a sort of after credits type scene where we find that out. The other thing that could be happening here, and I long suspected this, I think it might need to happen, but they've been teasing, especially with Nagel. They asked him how many super soldier serum vials did he create, and he said 20. They know that they've used 8 of them. What are they going to do with the other 12? I wonder if the episode here is heading towards Sam or someone else having to take the super soldier serum. If I was going to bank on anybody, I would say Sam. Now, that could happen, that could not happen, but I'm guessing some kind of reveal here, or the bigger twist or reveal that Sam is going to have to wrestle with taking the serum, or maybe it just gets thrust on him in this battle over here with the Flag Smashers. Finally, and this is where all of this other stuff has been heading towards, there's only 3 episodes left. Now, we have a lot of predictions back over here that have nothing to do with this, but the one big detail that they have not really addressed, especially in the last episode, but that they've been heading towards with little breadcrumbs, is who's going to take up the mantle of Captain America. I don't think it's going to happen in episode 4. I think they have to handle some of these things, and then they're going to be able to get to this. Perhaps in episode 5 and 6, I don't think we're going to get any of this here. Now, maybe we get some information about John Walker over here that really makes us understand that he is not worthy of the shield, or maybe it gets taken. Something happens to lead us into episode 5, but I think this is going to have to happen. But there's a whole lot of stuff over here that has to happen first before we get to these things. 75% chance here that they don't do anything with Cap's shield or answer any of those questions, and they push it off until episode 5 and 6. What do you guys think? Tell us in the comments. There's a whole lot of things going on. Last episode, we went 7 for 7 on our predictions. This episode's a little more difficult because even though they set up some things, there's a lot of directions this could go. We're curious as to what you think. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, or Twitter, and we'll see you next time.